And turning attention to security matters now, the leadership of the House of Representatives has met with the nation's security chiefs in a bid to find lasting solutions to the worsening insecurity in Nigeria. At the end of the more than 4-hour meeting, both parties expressed hope there would be remarkable improvement in the fight against banditry moving forward. National Assembly correspondent Joke Adisa reports.
We had maybe considered to be jokers.
After last week's outburst by the Deputy Speaker over the absence of the security chiefs, all those invited are here to dialogue with the leadership of the House. The spike in banditry attacks in Kaduna State and some other parts of the country is the reason for this gathering. Deputy Speaker Hamid Idris sets the tone for the meeting.
The primary aim of any government is to protect life and property. And this is our core mandate, as assigned to us by the Constitution, and the House is so worried.
The security chiefs and the Minister of Transport say they are receptive to new ideas that will eliminate insecurity.
Stand ready to answer the questions that you have for us with respect to solutions, collective solutions to the defense and security issues across the country.
We did apply for surveillance, because you mentioned it here, and I may have to respond to that when the committee decides to ask questions on that. And to say that it is also not true that your lawmakers, there is no law that says if you want to do a 3 billion naira contract, your other business must have gotten to 10 billion naira.
The major incident happened.
The Speaker is concerned about the non-implementation of the recommendations of the first National Security Summit brokered by the House.
Those resolutions were presented to Mr. President sometime last year by the whole leadership. And I believe many of the service chiefs were present, and you had copies of those resolutions. We want to find out how far with those resolutions.
The meeting was then taken off the glare of cameras and the doors were shut. After more than 4 hours, the meeting ended on a fruitful note.
We talked about training and retraining. We talked about the issue of capacity and allowances. But we talked about several things. A lot of them, like I said, touch on security. But for us to have been in there for 4 or 5 hours, you must know that we made some good headway.
Expectations are that arising from the outcome of this intervention, Kaduna State and indeed other parts of the country will have some respite from recurring insecurity. Joke Adisa, TVC News.
And joining me now to discuss the spate of insecurity in the country is the Secretary, Retired Military Veterans Federation of Nigeria, Dr. Awal Abdullahi Aliyu. Good to have you join us, Dr. Aliyu.
Thank you very much.
So let me ask you how this comes to you. This is the second time that a military base, in recent times, that a military base in Kaduna will be attacked. We saw the, I think it was the Nigerian Defense Academy that was attacked as well sometime in August last year, and then we're seeing this year. How do you interpret this, especially because of your own experience in the military?
Well, it is quite unfortunate and then very disheartening that we are finding ourselves in this kind of a situation. It is equally unexpected. But then as a military, the military is supposed to be up and doing. The military is supposed to be ready for every possible challenge within or even outside the country. This is even a local one, but even at that, the military has been hit to it, which is, like I said, very, very disheartening and unfortunate. But that is not to say that the military does not have the capacity to confront whoever or whatever group, either as a group or even as individual, that is coming with the intention of trying to ground or disrupt national security. You know, I know, every Nigerian know that Nigerian military internationally are recognized as one of the best ground army, most especially the land army worldwide are recognized as one of the best. Unfortunately, what is happening in Nigeria today, most especially, if you like, northwestern Nigeria or in the north entirely, is a challenge or a war that is more like a guerrilla warfare. And the world over, where you have a guerrilla warfare kind of a war, you cannot determine how it comes, when it comes, where it will go, who are the people involved. You don't even know who you are fighting. That is one of the basic challenge with a guerrilla warfare. And the tactics these people are applying is a guerrilla warfare kind of a tactics. Even though we are supposed to have counter-insurgency and then counter-terrorism in the armed forces. But then, like I said, just like the military is thinking, these people are also thinking and thinking fast. If you allow me, I would even say that they are thinking far ahead than the military, because they are the ones doing attacking now. They are putting the armed forces at the defensive side. Instead of the armed forces putting them at the defensive side, they are the one putting armed forces at the defensive side. So it is when they attack, that is when a reprisal attack will now come in. And they will attack when you don't expect, where you don't expect, and then
and Dr. Liu,
attack and get away with it.
Dr. Liu, that is the biggest challenge. No one is questioning the capacity of our military. We know their capacity quite all right. But the biggest challenge people have here is how come we are always reacting and not preventing? And from what you said, it almost sounds as though you're saying that there is an intelligence gap. So how do we get on that? How do we ensure that we are ahead of these bandits and not reacting to the attacks?
That is absolutely correct. Intelligence gap. The intelligence gathering mechanism is lacking behind. There is no proper coordination. There is no proper cooperation. There must be cooperation among all security sister agencies, from the armed forces to the police to the DSS to the civil defense, including even the prison warders, immigration, customs. You must work, you must interface with one another, you must work as a team in order to share intelligence, to analyze intelligence, and then to also strategize for reaction. That is part of this gap that we are having on one part. On the other part, it is not only intelligence gathering is very, very important in winning a war situation. When there's no credible intelligence, and with the credible intelligence, when there's no reaction, immediately there's intelligence, you will find the lacuna that we are having now, and naturally those people will be having their way. So there must be, like I said, cooperation, there must be coordination, there must be understanding, there must be unity of purpose, there must be that commitment and patriotism, there must be teamwork among all security organizations, both the armed forces and the paramilitary associations. You must do that. Do not only that, there is very serious need for engagement and involvement of all stakeholders in order to fight these security challenges. Don't forget, security is everybody's business. It's not just the business of security agencies alone or the business of government alone. Every stakeholder, every Nigerian is a stakeholder of Nigerian security. Security starts from individual to the home, to the clan, to the community, to the local government, to the state, and the nation by extension. So everybody must be involved in issues that has to do with security. We must accept that there is a lacuna. We must accept there is a gap. We must accept that we need to carry people along, that the security agencies need to carry people along in order to achieve results. It is not an issue of grandstanding. It is not an issue of we know it all. No, this thing has proved to Nigerians and even the security agencies themselves.
Dr. Liu, I have just a few seconds left, just really maybe about 30 seconds. But I just want to ask you what you make of the body language at the top, because again, we have a commander-in-chief. Whilst security is everybody's business, but you know, I mean, it is one person's job, because that's the job of government, the security, the protection of lives and property. What do you make of the body language at the top? And that I'm talking about the body language of the president, who is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
Believe me, I know the president personally and I know his reaction. And apart from that, every Nigerian will agree that President Muhammadu Buhari would love a situation where he will be living government with a peaceful Nigeria, where Nigeria is peaceful, where Nigeria is habitable. No president, not even Muhammadu Buhari, no president of any country that will want to have security challenges in his government under his leadership, because it will be counted for him in future. When you are counting success and failures of government, you will count that up as part of his success or part of his failure. So naturally, he will not want it. But remember, he alone, even though a retired general, a former military head of state, now a civilian president, he cannot do it himself. He has to appoint people who will do it. Committed people who will have the patriotism, who will have the nationalism, who will have the commitment, wanting to make sure there is peace. And that he has done. He has appointed people who are leading the security architecture of a different security arrangement. It is their responsibility to come up with tactics, process, procedures of ensuring that security is achieved, peace is achieved. Where there's a failure, it is not the failure of the president and commander-in-chief, it's the failure of those that are at the helm of affairs of security. If they cannot put their house together, if they cannot galvanize, if they cannot create situations where they will interface.
Dr. Lee, I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there, but I'm sure that some people will put this at the top in terms of directive. Others will say probably about following through those directives. But whatever it is, Nigerians just want a solution to this. Thank you so much for talking to us. Secretary, Retired Military Veterans Federation of Nigeria, Dr. Awal Abdullahi Aliyu.
Thank you very much.